Howdy y'all, sorry if I sound weird, I've been kinda getting over a cold. Today we're gonna be going over and reviewing every weapon in Splitgate 2, which by the way is the sponsor of today's video, so big thank you to them. Click the link in the pinned comment to check them out. I strongly recommend it if you like arena shooters or battle royales, which is a new mode they just added that I've been playing a lot of. Anywho, today we're gonna go through every weapon and try to do two things. One, give you a better idea of how each weapon works, because some have unique interactions you may not have realized at first glance. And two, give a general ranking of each weapon, which we'll both do as we go, and then I'll do a big tier list at the end of the video, basically let you know which weapons I personally think are stronger and more viable in the game as of right now. Why don't we go through one weapon group at a time, starting off with the more basic weapons first, and we'll kick it off with assault rifles. Assault rifles are kind of the most vanilla and safe weapons in the game, so I'll keep this relatively short, but the bottom line is if you don't enjoy playing a high risk, high reward playstyle and want something that just does okay all around, go for an assault rifle. First up, we have the Synapse assault rifle from the Meridian faction. The Synapse is the fastest firing AR in the game, so if you kind of enjoy a more bullet spammy approach, then you might like this gun. The Synapse will get you a kill in either 11 body shots or in 8 headshots. Random side note, because the Synapse has such a high rate of fire, I highly recommend using it with the grip attachment that reduces recoil. Otherwise, it's going to want to kick straight up to the ceiling when you fire it non-stop. Overall though, the Synapse might be my second favorite assault rifle behind number 1, which is the Trailblazer from the Sabrask faction. Whereas the Synapse is high rate of fire and lower damage, the Trailblazer is the opposite, a slower shooting AR that packs more of a punch. The Trailblazer will get you a kill in either 8 body shots or 7 headshots. And if you're thinking, it's not much of a difference between body and headshots, yeah, you're right. Because it's just a difference of only one shot, you can 100% get away with just aiming at center mass and going for the safer all body shot kill. Finally, we come to the Tempo assault rifle from the Arrows faction, and it's the middle ground AR. Middle of the road rate of fire, middle of the road damage. It'll take you 9 body shots to lock up a kill or 7 headshots. Personally, I think that the Synapse and especially the Trailblazers just feel better than the Tempo overall, but at the end of the day, just use whichever feels best to you. It's not that big a deal. Next up are carbines, which are essentially scout rifles, long-range precision weapons that can put in a lot of work, but you gotta be accurate. First, we have the Hyperline from the Meridian faction. Just like how the Synapse fires faster than the other 2 assault rifles, the Hyperline fires faster than the other 2 carbines. In short, you got a fast-firing scout rifle that will kill in either 5 body shots or 4 headshots. Technically, you can actually get a kill with just 1 headshot and 3 body shots. Therefore, if you know you've landed at least 1 headshot, you can be kind of lazy and spam follow-up body shots to lock up a kill. Next up, we have my favorite carbine out of the 3, which is the Warden of the Sabrask faction. Again, where the Meridian version is high rate of fire and low damage, the Sabrask version is low rate of fire and high damage. The Warden can get a kill in 3 body shots or in 2 headshots, which is kind of wild. Due to its low rate of fire, the Warden is really punishing if you're not accurate, but if you are accurate, it can really clean up on larger maps, especially in the Battle Royale mode. Just remember though that there is damage fall off in Splitgate 2, which for carbines seems to be at around 50 meters away from your target, give or take, so you are deadly at range, but your shots will get generally a little bit weaker the further out you go. Finally, we have the Cadence rifle from the Arrows faction, which again is kind of the middle ground between the 2. The Cadence can get a kill in 4 body shots or 3 headshots, or technically just with 2 in the head and 1 in the body. I have no real strong feelings about the Cadence or technically about carbines in general. They're definitely extremely viable in the Battle Royale mode because those maps are very big and wide open, but for arena mode, I'd rather use just a different weapon, I would say. Moving on, we come to shotguns, which believe it or not are not power weapons, meaning that if you're playing the arena mode, you can actually spawn in with a shotgun each and every time. Starting out with the Charger shotgun from the Meridian faction, which, spoiler alert for the tier list at the end of the video, may actually be my most disliked weapon in the entire game. The Charger shotty is technically the hardest hitting shotgun between the 3 factions. It fires 4 pellets at a time in a diamond shape and only requires 1 direct hit to the body to lock up a kill, and you can get a kill up to around 6 meters away from the enemy, which is pretty good. Unfortunately though, you have to charge the weapon up before firing it, and I'm not really down with that. Movement in Splitgate 2 is really fast, and while you can make the Charger work, I find it really difficult to do so consistently and do not enjoy using the weapon in its current state. Up next, we have the Blitz shotgun from the Arrows faction. In a nutshell, the Blitz shotgun is essentially spray and pray to the max. Low damage, but very high rate of fire, and the ability to fire full auto. The pellet spread, again, is in a predetermined shape, firing out 7 pellets at a time per shot. Even point blank though, it will take 3 shots to kill, so again, don't be as concerned about lining up a perfect max damage shot. Really, the only thing you need to do is hold the trigger down as hard as you can and keep your fingers crossed. Again, very spray and pray, but IMO the Blitz is way better than the Charger, and I enjoy using it a lot. It may actually be tied with my other favorite shotgun, which is the Plow from the Subrask faction. The Plow is a much more traditional shotgun, aka lowish rate of fire, high damage output. Not quite as powerful as the Charger, mind you, but it feels way better to use. If you're hitting the enemy in the body, which will probably be the case a lot of the time in this game because players move around like Sonic the Hedgehog on cocaine, it's going to be a 2 body shot kill. That being said, if the enemy is slightly damaged or you flat out hit them in the head, yeah, 1 shot kill. If you care, the Plow fires 5 pellets at a time in kind of a dice number 5 formation, if that makes sense. Also, weird note about shotguns in Splitgate, they don't seem to have their pellet spread tightened via ADSing, just thought I would put that out there. But yeah, I like the Plow a lot. It's pretty lethal if you can close the gap on somebody, and it's a very consistent 2-tap. Next up, we have burst rifles, which are kind of like pulse rifles from Destiny 2 or the battle rifle from Halo. Basically a rifle that fires a few bullets each time you pull the trigger. All of these are solid in the arena mode depending on the size of the map and are extremely good in the battle royale mode due to how wide open the maps are. Starting off, we have my least favorite burst rifle by far, which is the Quantum from the Meridian faction. The Quantum is a 4 burst pulse rifle, meaning that each time you pull the trigger, you're firing 4 bullets at a time in 1 burst. Some people may disagree, but I find this to be a little jarring, and when I'm in the battle royale game type, I will only use the Quantum if I have no other long range weapon available. The second I get a better option, I almost always get rid of it. It's still fairly lethal though. 3 bursts in the body will kill an enemy, likewise for 2 bursts in the head. Actually, it's strong enough that you can kill an enemy with 1 headshot burst and 1 body shot burst, which is really good, but again, I just find landing shots with the gun to be kind of annoying. 4 bullets in 1 burst is just too long of a shot for me. The other 2 burst rifles are way above the Quantum in my opinion. Starting with the Jackhammer, which is from the Subrask faction. The Jackhammer has the highest damage stat of every burst rifle, but it only fires 2 bullets per burst, so a little bit of a trade-off there. The Jackhammer will kill with 4 bursts to the body or 3 bursts to the head, or technically with 1 headshot burst and 2 body shot bursts. Here's a tip. If you're at medium-ish to long range away from your target, don't aim at the guy's head. Just aim at the body and the natural kick of the weapon will bounce the second burst up into the head. Trust me, works like a charm. All in all, I think the Jackhammer is a great weapon and one of the better guns in the game. That being said, and I do have friends who argue with me on this, but my favorite burst is the Pulse from the Arrows faction. The Pulse fires 3 bullets per burst and it hits hard. You can get a kill with 3 bursts to the body or 2 bursts to the head, or 1 burst to the head and 1 burst to the body, which is insane. Again, the Quantum is also capable of the same feat, but because the Pulse fires less bullets per burst, it IMO makes it easier to land shots than the Quantum overall. If I'm playing the Battle Royale mode and I find a Pulse on the field, I will almost 100% try to use it together with a close range secondary weapon like a shotgun or SMG into the end game. Again, I think the Jackhammer is also very good, and you may like it more due to the ease of 2 burst spamming, but the Pulse is my favorite mid to long range weapon in the game. It's incredibly consistent and I recommend it highly for the Battle Royale mode. Next up, we have SMGs. If you plan to only play the arena game types in Splitgate 2, then I highly recommend you grind until you unlock all the SMGs. They're unlockable at, I believe, level 22, and they're extremely good in the arena game types. First up, the Sprinter SMG, which is from the Arrows faction. Each SMG in Splitgate 2 has kind of a weird thing to it, and the weird thing about the Sprinter is that apparently when you first pull the trigger, the first few bullets fire out of the gun at a slightly higher rate of fire before settling down. You can kind of hear it when firing the gun at a wall. Here, listen. Hard to explain, but yeah, the first few shots come out a tad faster than the rest. The Sprinter takes 11 body shots to kill or 8 headshots to kill, and honestly, it might be my least favorite of the 3 SMGs. That being said, if you're a fan of the run and gun playstyle in the arena game types, this gun can definitely put in work. Next up, we have the Rattler SMG from the Subrask faction. For those of you familiar with Destiny 2, the Rattler behaves kind of like sweet business, meaning that the rate of fire actually goes up over time. Because the weapon works this way, you may actually want to get into the habit habit of pre-firing the gun before taking corners if you know an enemy is going to be right there. That way you round the corner into an engagement while your gun is already ramping up the rate of fire. The Rattler can get a kill in 10 body shots or 7 headshots, and even though it's inaccurate and kind of weird, I think it's my second favorite SMG over the Sprinter. It does very well in arena mode without question. Next, we come to not only the hands down best SMG of the three, this may actually be the best non-power weapon in the entire game, and it's the Phasma SMG from the Meridian faction. If you only intend on playing the arena mode game types, I would hard recommend leveling up the Meridian class and maining this weapon. It is extremely good. The Phasma's weird gimmick is that it fires projectiles, aka it's not a hit scan weapon. If you don't know what that means, it basically means that the bullets have travel time. They don't connect immediately when you pull the trigger. And if you're thinking, a projectile-based SMG, that sounds really bad. Yeah, that's what I thought too until I used the damn thing. It's nothing short of phenomenal, and up close you'll blast through enemy players like they're made out of wet paper. The Phasma will get you a kill in either 12 body shots or 12 headshots, which is both insanely weird, and it also means you basically don't have to aim at all with this weapon. Just aim at the body, hold the trigger down, and demolish people. If you're dropping into the Battle Royale mode, a Phasma paired together with any long-range weapon in the game, like the Jackhammer or the Pulse, is a damn good combo and one I try to use very often. Alright, before we cover power weapons, why don't we quickly go over secondary weapons, aka pistols. I'll have a little bit less to say here just because these weapons IMO aren't as important as primary or power weapons. Starting with semi-auto pistols, why don't we talk about the Helios from the Meridian faction. The Helios is a fast-firing pistol. Basically, it'll fire about as fast as you can spam mashing the trigger. You can get a kill in 8 body shots or 6 headshots. Even though pistols are all kinda secondary to the main weapons, I do like the Helios. Next, for semi-auto pistols, we have the Slinger from the Sabrask faction. Slower firing than the Helios, but harder hitting, 6 body shots for a kill or 4 headshots for a kill. Finally, the Blink semi-auto pistol from the Arrows faction. It's kind of the middle ground between the other two. You'll get a kill in 7 body shots or in 5 headshots. Not really much else to say. I recommend not really using semi-auto pistols unless you got no other choice. Next up are the heavy pistols, starting with the Coil, which I do not like very much. The Coil is a charge-up pistol, meaning you have to hold the trigger down to charge up your shot. Granted, the shots hit relatively hard, but yeah, not always easy to hit a very fast-moving target with this weapon. The Coil will get you a kill in 3 body shots or in 2 headshots, but again, definitely not my cup of tea. Use this only if you're an absolute mad lad. Next is the Punch from the Arrows faction. The Punch is kind of a bolt-action pistol, meaning after you fire a shot, you have to wait for your next shot to get cocked. As expected, this weapon has a very slow rate of fire, and it's kind of annoying, but I do admit it's kind of fun to use. That being said, though, in a super fast-paced game like Splitgate 2, everybody flying around, unless you're a complete god, you may get smoked if you want to use the Punch a lot. On the plus side, the Punch can get a kill in 3 body shots or in 2 headshots, and from up to 50 meters away too, which is great. But I mean, at that point, you might as well use the scout rifle. The final heavy pistol is the Goliath from the Sabrask faction, and I'm not gonna lie, even though it's a pistol, I really do love it. It's basically a big chunky revolver, and even though it shoots slow, you don't have to cock it like the Punch, and it hits respectably hard. 4 body shots for a kill or 3 headshots. Again, it's kind of a meme, but I genuinely do sort of love it, and it's probably my favorite out of all the pistols in the game. The final pistol category is the burst pistol, and we'll start off with the Snare from the Sabrask faction. The Snare fires in a 2 burst, so every time you pull the trigger, you fire out 2 bullets. The Snare will get you a kill in either 3 bursts to the body or in 3 bursts to the head, so honestly, you can just 100% aim at the body and be fine. Much safer that way. I feel like the Snare feels kind of weird. I can't explain it, but yeah, whatever. Next up, we have the Tetra from the Meridian faction. The Tetra is a 4 burst pistol, so 1 pull of the trigger equals fire out 4 bullets. You can get a kill in either 3 to the body or 2 to the head, or technically 1 burst to the head and 1 burst to the body. Overall, it's fine. Nothing incredible to report. And finally, the Juke from the Arrows faction. It's a 3-round burst, which can get you a kill in either 3 bursts to the body or 2 bursts to the head. Feels a bit more consistent than the Tetra IMHO, but at the end of the day, it is still a pistol. All right, finally, we come to power weapons. These are all extremely fun and extremely lethal. Doesn't matter if you're playing arena mode or battle royale mode, if these things are on the field, you should try to get your hands on them immediately. First up in that department is the Splitstream, which is actually kind of 2 weapons in 1. You dual wield both a pistol and SMG together. If you want, you can hold ADS and you'll actually combine the 2 together into 1 weapon, weapon, while at the same time tightening your accuracy cone and letting you shoot kind of accurately at medium range. But if you want my honest opinion, literally never do that and only hip fire with the Splitstream all day. The time to kill on this gun is stupid low. Like, you'll erase people immediately when you hold the trigger down, and you don't even have to aim, but it only works really good at close-ish range. The only downside of the Splitstream, other than the range, is that while wielding it, you won't be able to use any abilities, equipment, or use your portal gun, mainly because the use of all those things requires the use of your left hand, which you're using to dual wield. There's an easy workaround though. If you ever want to use an ability or your portal gun, just swap weapons. Then after making a portal or using your ability or whatever, take the Splitstream back out. GG easy. In short though, if you have a Splitstream, 9 out of 10 chance you're going to win any close range 1v1 engagement in the game. It's very good. Next up, the BFB, which is basically just a big high-powered bat that you can use to beat the bejesus out of people. If you're 6 meters away from your enemy and hit swing, you automatically close the gap on them and send them to hell. The BFB is great, but be sure to watch your ammo count. Yes, your bat has ammo and it uses 25 per swing. If you're out of ammo, you can kill people with 2 regular swings, but that's basically the same as your default melee, so I don't recommend doing that. Next up, the FUBAR rocket launcher. This weapon is extremely powerful, but also kind of interesting in how it fires. You've got 3 rockets in the mag, and if you hip fire your FUBAR, you will fire all 3 at the same time, resulting in an extremely high power shot. Doing that kind of guarantees you're going to kill the person with splash damage alone, but if you ADS and then shoot your FUBAR, you'll only shoot 1 rocket at a time. Shooting only 1 rocket at a time can get you a kill, but only if you hit the target dead on. If you damage an enemy with 1 rocket via splash damage, you won't get a kill, but you can get them really weak and then swap to another weapon to finish them off. Essentially, you're playing a game of cost-benefit analysis here. Either use more ammo per shot to guarantee an easy kill, or stretch out your ammo but have to put in more work to kill the guy with swapping after. Next up, we have the Borealis, which is basically a charge-up sniper rifle. Hold down the trigger to charge up a shot and then fire. Unfortunately though, no matter what, you need 2 shots on a dude to kill them, even if you're hitting them in the head. Therefore, probably better to just hold down the trigger and aim at center mass to lock up a quick 2-shot kill. Overall, the Borealis is definitely good, but probably one of the weaker power weapons. Next up, we have the Borealis's big brother, the Deadbolt sniper rifle. The Deadbolt is awesome. Point, click, and shoot. If you hit the body, you'll do a lot of damage, but you should always try to aim for the head because that will guarantee you a 1-shot kill from very far away. I should also mention that the Deadbolt seems to have a lot of aim assist under the hood, so even if you're not really the best shot, trust me, trust yourself, just go for the head. It's very generous in helping you get those headshots. Finally, we come to the Gravitas, which is one of the stronger power weapons in the game, and I kinda love it. It sort of behaves like a shotgun, but it has 2 very different modes of firing. If you fire the weapon without ADSing, then you'll unleash a devastating one-hit shotgun-like kill that can work all the way up to 9 meters away, which is insane. If you ADS the weapon though, you'll kind of fire a tractor beam, which literally pulls enemies right to you. In short, if the enemy is close enough to you, hip fire blast them for an instant kill. If they're kind of far, pull them close to you with the tractor beam, and then when they're close enough, kill them with hip fire. All right, why don't we wrap this up with my initial weapon rankings? We're gonna do 3 separate tier lists, 1 for pistols, 1 for primary weapons, and 1 for power weapons. For the pistol rankings, at the bottom in the hard pass tier, we have the Coil. Above that, in the meh tier, we have the Tetra, the Snare, the Juke, and the Punch. Above that, we have the fine tier, which is the Slinger, the Blink, and the Helios. Then at the top, we have the extra fun for a pistol tier, which is the Goliath. Moving on to primary weapon rankings. At the very bottom, in the if nothing else is available tier, we have the Charger shotgun and the Quantum burst rifle. Above that, we have the viable tier, consisting of the Cadence, the Hyperline, the Tempo, the Synapse, and the Trailblazer. Above that, we have the very good tier, which includes the Sprinter, the Warden, the Rattler, the Blitz, the Plow, the Jackhammer, and the Pulse. Then at the very top, we have the Godly tier, which includes the Phasma SMG. Finally, we have the power weapon tier list, which is kind of hard to make because quite frankly, all power weapons are strong by design, but there's only 2 tiers here. At the bottom, we have the strong tier, including the Borealis and the BFB. And above that, we have the damn strong tier, including the Gravitas, the FUBAR, the Deadbolt, and the Splitstream. And there you go. Hope that gives you a much better idea of overall weapon strength in Splitgate 2. Again, thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. Check out the link in the pinned comment to play Splitgate 2 today, which is free to play on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox with crossplay as well. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.